about it anyway.
Great, thanks very much. And actually, Mark, if you want to stay up here, because you're going to transition to our third item tonight, and that is the annual report by our Trails Committee. I know you guys always have a lot that you're doing, and we're excited to hear about it.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor, Vice Mayor, and we'll just transition right into the 2015 Trails Committee update. I'm a little excited because I often speak with you guys here, and I usually have this 3-minute timer here going. So since I don't have that today, I took the opportunity to, so that's April 25th. And then a couple other things on maybe a little heavier note is, so sometimes the Trails Committee, there's just lost opportunities. I'll put it that way. We experience some hurdles with developers from time to time with the projects that we're reviewing. They all come through us, before they go to the Planning Commission and come through you guys, and oftentimes they can make some changes, make some, we make recommendations, and there's some, give and take there. But, oftentimes there is, it's just a difficult process because oftentimes the developers, they've already put a lot of money into the project. They've already laid out where their, homes are going, the site plans and so on. So, sometimes it's difficult to have, wholesale changes made that far along into the process. That's one challenge we do have. Sometimes they'll put in a lot of trails, but then there's a lot of trail crossings. I think I've shared with some of you, there's one project that we've reviewed recently it's still in the planning process, but it has a lot of trails. They're putting in miles of trails, but there's like 15 plus crossings of roads. So, in my opinion, I thought it was just, too heavy on crossings. If you're riding a bike with a kid, you don't want to get off and deal with traffic and people blowing stop signs, and you just don't want to avoid it. That's why you're on a trail in the first place. And then you put in a large development with 15, 17 crossings of roads. It's just not as nice as what I would like to see. And then it's just difficult because the developers kind of far into it, and they can make some changes, but oftentimes, we get stuck with it, and that's a little bit disappointing at times. There's other opportunities lost. The Good Shepherd Catholic Church and Stathos Cove, that project was just, just had some challenges, and decisions were made, and it was, it is what it is. And some of it was many years ago. But just at times, the committee, we'll see frustration with staff and with Planning Commission or with you guys or the developers. But we like what we do, and we're always shooting up here, and sometimes you can't get it, and we understand that. But
well, we really appreciate how hard you guys work. I think Councilman Suen has a question for you.
Oh.
Yeah, or staff. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Do we have a best practices design for the Trails Committee? Okay. Well, maybe Marty, if there's a way you can provide input for future plans, and they can do their best to try to follow those best practices. So when you get it, it's not already a done deal, so to speak.
Right, and I don't want to sound too, discouraging or whatever. Staff is great to work with. They know these projects inside and out. We see it more from a higher level. Often like you guys, we're more directive and not in the weeds of, I'm not a planner. So,
and what I appreciate about you, Mark, you're not just chair of the committee, and this is a great presentation. Thank you for it. But you come on a regular basis and advocate for what's in that plan too. So thank you. And I know that you're coming here with some candor, which I value and appreciate and can understand. And so thank you for that. And know at the end of the day too, what you're advocating for are good, solid community amenities. I've been running again myself and going on to some of the different Elk Grove trails throughout different parts of the city, and we have some pretty phenomenal trails, and I think they're there because of the hard work of the committee. So I thank you for your service, and thank you to the rest of the committee and for this annual presentation, and for your ongoing advocacy.
Right.
Thank you.
And then just to finish up, I just wanted to thank staff because Jeff Warner is our staff liaison, and he's great. Whenever we have questions on things, he's on top of it, responds to emails right away.
Awesome.
The rest of city staff is good to work with as well, with Christopher Jordan and Darren and the planning staff. So staff is great, to work with and explain, just like Christopher was just saying, sometimes there is, there's multiple problems, that we might not see. So oftentimes they'll point that out as well. So,
great. Thank you again, Mark. Thanks to you, the rest of the committee, for your advocacy and your just, your committing of your time and your resources.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, all right. Thanks.